the heck, headset? Work with me here. I don't understand how the potentiometer can increase the volume when I'm moving it in the decrease the volume direction. I mean, hello and welcome. I am your host, elizibar. This is Secret of Mana, and we're going to pick up where we left off like weeks ago, man. It has been a while since we played. What were we even doing? That's a problem when you don't remember what you're doing, isn't it? No, that's not what I want. Menu, here we go. Game log. Party returns to the water palace to hear more details. I guess that's what we need to do. Well, let's return to the water palace. I imagine we were leveling up and grinding last time we were playing. Because this game just loves grinding. Yeah, I bet we were grinding our weapon skills. Still got some grinding to do, huh? I gotta get used to all these controls again. See, 2, 2, 2, 1. Okay, she needs that. You're working on the axe. So I can have them swap. Yeah, so we'll have them swap. Okay. Well, let's get back to grinding a little more, I guess. Because that's what Secret of Mana mostly is. Don't you all want to fight? Thank you. There's a few little quality of life things I really like about this game, like this right here. When there's something in the foreground, you can still be seen. I'm going to take a second, just put a thing up on Twitter. Secret of Mana Remake at twitch.tv/elizibar. Fun times. Okay, let me just check one more thing. It's real easy just to get caught up in social media stuff, updating things. I can go away. Okay. Final little note there. Boy, aiming in combat. Oh, get that. You get rid of the stupid bar at the bottom? How do I do that? No. No. There we go. Then there are things I don't like about the combat, like being able to... You're gonna laugh. I don't like being able to aim on the diagonals. Which I think was a complaint that I had when I was playing the game on the Super Nintendo, was, why can't I aim on the diagonals? But it completely changes the combat when you can. It's actually a lot harder to aim than you might think it would be. I also miss, you know, what that used to say instead of Rabbi is taking a critical hit. Rabbi gets whacked! Like, that has a little bit more charm. Well, I had 2 viewers for a moment, and then I'm back down to 1. Thanks for joining, whoever you are, mysterious viewer. Your presence is appreciated. Just gotta get out of this early game grind fest that we're trapped in right now. Ah, it's a pudding! Much pudding. Wow. She just needs the axe. She's almost done with the axe. What if I switch to her? The leveling mechanics were a little different. No. Forgot how to switch characters. Oh, it's on the D-pad, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Mushroom goes whack. So how are you doing, Pudding? Silly rabbi thinking he can hit me. Alright, I think we might just go on up to the water palace at this point. Instead of continuing the grind. We can level up our stuff after that. How do you not know where you're heading tomorrow? I mean, for example, I'll be heading to work. That was way less dramatic than I thought it was going to be when I started saying it. Well, I guess at some level we all do have to accept a certain level of uncertainty and doubt in our daily lives. Sup, girl?
I'll heal you. Would you like to save the... Gemma has not returned from Pandora yet.
Okay, so we're supposed to go to Pandora. Alright, well, let's go to Pandora. I'm sure you'll be fine on your journey, though, Pudding. You are Pudding, after all.
No way!
Lullabud gets whacked. That's an interesting way to put it. That is definitely an interesting way to put it. With many maps you can use to get there. Unlike this game, there's only so many maps available, and you know where you're going the whole time. Nice. Give me money. No. Mushboom gets whacked. Splat. They're kind of cute with those little hearts on their heads. Okay, so Sir Jimma hasn't returned. People are all zombied. I guess let's go to the ruins and... Ah, we gotta talk to her.
What's the matter? You're acting strange.
She disappeared. The ruins are down there. Let's check them out.
Oh, they say I'm going to be sacrificed. Pretty neat, huh? You're going to be what? Pamela! Snap out of it!
Okay, so like two things here. How are you so far gone you don't know what the word sacrifice means? Second, why is your name Pamela and not Pamela? Like, who came up with that?
Stop whining. Just leave me alone. Hey, Pamela! Pamela! What are you guys doing? Get out of my way! We have to hurry, or Pamela's a goner. Dialog's supposed to be there too.
What is this?
I guess not, yeah. have to magic him if we want to fight him. Dude, will you just die? Not you, Randy, you idiot. Yeah, we gotta use magic to heal that. Well, do we need to level magic up?
Your turn, Gnome. Gem missile.
Okay, so Gnome is pretty effective. Good to Gnome. Huh? Huh? No. Alright, it was worth a try. Die, monster! You don't belong in this world. The remixed music for this area is just like the original, with different instruments. There's no weird screwing around with it.
Your turn, Gnome. Gem missile.
Splat. We don't have very much magic, though. So we can't just keep wasting it here as we grind, but I think checking out these little side rooms is a good first step. Because I don't think there's anything actually in them. Why it's a good first step. Alright, let's make sure there's nothing up here. Sure ain't nothing up here. Alright, let's get out of here. I keep hitting the wrong button. Alright, we leveled up her weapon. Let's give everybody better weapon choices. So I think I'm going to give you the chakram. You need the sword. The girl, let's give her the whip. That way she can be kind of ranged attacky. Alright, we'll go hit the inn here. Refresh the sprites MP pool. And then we'll go do some adventuring for real.
You staying? Hang on.
Ka-ching! As the guy goes, oh, cutscene.
I still haven't forgiven you for that joke with Gnome earlier.
Huh?
Lighten up, sis. You're still worried about that? It's a big deal to me. You know I only have eyes for Dyluck. I know. But Gnome didn't mean anything by it.
Besides, it's not like you're married to Dyluck, right?
Of course not.
Well then, who cares?
I care. What if someone overheard and thought I was cheating on Diluc with a tiny sprite? If Diluc heard, he'd be devastated.
He'd probably understand that it was a joke.
You don't understand. You guys are forbidden from calling me Mrs. ever again.
Oh, hey, Gnome got me thinking about mana seeds. I figured I'd ask. Can I taste the next one?
What?
Don't change the subject.
What guides me through life? Time. It inexorably marches forward. We're all shackled to it. It's the ultimate guide. It would have been really cool if the crazy Shotman dancing was like actually timed to the music. You know, the questions you ask make me seriously wonder what the heck you learned, like, when you were in school. Like, seriously, dude? What's your morals? Like, that's kind of... Oh, you jerk. That just seems like an odd question to ask somebody. Great. The chess pieces of death. Fighting into a corner. Because the whole purpose of civilization is that we're supposed to have, like, a common set of morals that we can all live by, like, don't kill, don't cheat, don't steal, like, as a basis. And if people no longer absorb that in school, why do we even have school anymore? We might as well all be a bunch of barbarians. And that's literally the purpose of education. I don't know. I don't go around asking other people. Of course I do. Everybody's different. It'd be really boring if we were all exactly the same. I want the sprite. Why can't I select the sprite? Oh, she was off screen? Really? But the little stuff usually doesn't matter. The bigger things in life are usually what matters. He survived. I think there's a glitch and this guy's not real. feeling kinda profound. I mean, well, here's an example of probably how I differ from a lot of other people. I was watching a movie yesterday about the Birdman of Alcatraz. He's a guy who spent basically his whole life in prison. When he was like 17 or 18, he killed a guy for beating up a woman. Now, granted, the woman was a prostitute, and the Birdman Alcatraz was her pimp. So, you know, we were already getting into, like, some definite illegal, shady shenanigans here. But, he got, I think it was reduced to manslaughter or something. And he would have been out in, like, a couple of years. But, he got in a fight in the prison he was at. He killed a guard. And so, when he was tried on that crime, they sentenced him to death. And then that sentence got commuted to life in prison without the possibility of parole. So this guy spent his whole freaking life in prison because of stuff he did when he was like 17. Now, granted, he did kill a guy, but at some point, it's like, wait, he's 17. We're shoving him into prison. So what's the point of keeping him alive? Like, he's never experienced anything good in his life, except for prison. So, what should we do? And frankly, I wouldn't want to be in prison for 50 years of my life. Like, at that point, it's like, you might as well kill me. It would be more merciful. And there are a lot of people out there who go, oh no, that's wrong bad, because death. You know, death isn't always the worst thing that can happen to someone. Since they knew they were never ever going to let his parole hearings, since it was life without parole. Actually, so the life without parole thing, that's kind of complicated too in his case. Because his sentence of death was commuted, and a prior judge's order meant that while he was being held for the death penalty, that he would not be able, he would not be possible, it would not be possible to parole him. So, by de facto, his sentence became death without the possibility of parole. And it's like, maybe you should just kill the guy at that point. Execute him for his crimes. Now, it's probably a good thing that they didn't do that, because he actually, he's called the Birdman. He raised birds. He actually developed a whole bunch of cures for common ailments that birds get. So, people that keep birds as pets, and also like the poultry industry all around the world, like they owe a debt of gratitude to this guy who, when he was a kid, did something terrible. But man, pretty sure I wouldn't want to spend that much time in prison. So, there you go. Moral quandaries, since you started the morality discussion. Now, how is it kinder to torture somebody for decades? I don't know. I don't know, now you don't know. So we don't know together. That kind of defeats the point of punishment pudding if you let the punished choose their punishment. It's not about what you want, it's about what the law says, what the people want as retribution for what you did to land yourself in that situation. You as the prisoner, as the criminal, should have no say in the matter except for what your lawyer can handle. Did I just gym missile the zombie? Razzin' frazzin'. Well, Pudding, I guess just don't kill anybody. And hopefully won't end up in that position. So we've been up that way. We haven't been down this way yet, so let's go down this way. Yeah, I know. Let me know how the rape problem in Malmo is going without having actual penalties to crimes. Assuming your news even lets you know about those things. I mean, heck, in Britain there was that guy who just went to prison for reporting on stuff like that because the government doesn't want people to know about it. Good job, government. Great. Now my stream is going to be like banned off of YouTube and Twitch, and I'm going to lose my account and stuff because I mentioned controversial things. Hey, we got our MP back when we leveled up. That's nice. Prisons are pretty different and not suited for mass crime. Why not? That's literally the purpose of prison. Problem is, there's too many freaking laws for stuff that shouldn't be illegal. Like, for example, as an American, if I break another country's laws, I can go to prison for breaking another country's freaking laws. Like, how is that sane? Like, oh, you did this. You exported a piece of lumber from India. You didn't have all the proper paperwork. You are now a felon. Like, what the hell? The Lacey Act is a stupid piece of law. The end. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Pudding. I guess, need more prisons, which is a terrible thing to say. I don't know, man. while we're already at the boss? I'm not ready to fight the boss. We need to level up our magic, too. Oh, great, we're trapped here. Okay. Well, let's go fight the boss.
Thanatos, I presume.
Indeed. I've heard much about you. You have beaten LNA, which means you are no ordinary fools.
Hand over Pamela and Dyla, and stop whatever you're doing to the people of the kingdom.
How amusing. You show some spirit, at least. I suppose this is the Pamela to whom you were referring.
I like Thanatos' voice. It fits.
Unfortunately for you, I've already drained her energy. She's now my faithful servant.
How could you?
Sealed under this altar is the energy collected from the people.
He looks more of a Ponce than I imagined he would. I mean, he's wearing a skeleton on the outside, for crying out loud.
Resistance is a waste of time. Submit to the Empire now, or you too will face utter destruction. It's only a matter of time before all nations fall before the might of the fortress. Then there will be order. Without life force, no one has a chance against a might such as ours.
No, what you really mean, Pudding, is in a social democratic monoculture, there's next to no native crimes. Because that's what the Scandinavian countries used to be. When you can trust your neighbor, you can leave your door unlocked. Like, that's how America was a couple decades ago. But things change. I think there's things get damaged, things get broken. I thought we'd manage with words left unspoken. You know, there are songs about this kind of stuff.
He was a difficult one to crack. I hear LNA had a hard time with him too. Could this soldier be... Things are becoming more interesting. You three are entertaining in your own way. I believe I'll take your energy as well.
Okay, he's talking too much.
Your life force will be collected in that...
Alright, Demon Wall, right? More. We do need to concentrate on the middle eye. And we need to use a fairy walnut. Popoy. Popoy, you want to get ready here? Thank you. Just remember that I want to use this one spell over and over. Come on. Killed it! Defeat Wallface. Alright. Well, Wallface has been defeated. Well, because they realize that the person they're talking to isn't like them. They don't share the same values. Or hey, since you brought up morality, the person they're talking to doesn't share the same morals. And
I see.
so now they go, huh,
So this
maybe I can't trust this
child is
person.
The new wielder of the Mana Sword.
How quaint. Thanks, Thanatos. I'm trying to talk here, bud. Alright? And that kind of stuff leads to societal breakdowns. Anytime you have multiple groups of people living in close proximity with each other, and those people have different beliefs, different cultures, different historical backgrounds, there's friction because they don't understand each other. That's why cities are not just high crime because cities have lots of people living in close proximity with each other. They're high crime because those cities have lots of people who all have different cultural backgrounds from each other. If you go back, say, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, to your own country's cities, they were relatively low crime. If you go to Denmark, their cities are relatively low crime. If you go to London, it's like, what, the knife crime capital of the world, and they still have gun crime? Like, okay, like it's a rougher city than frickin' New York City, which used to be one of the nastiest towns in the world. And what are the differences? Well, the Scandinavian cities that I'm citing used to only be populated by Scandinavians, like pretty much. I mean, there were always immigrants and people moving around, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But, yeah.
A ragtag bunch of
That's
kids
how,
playing around
strife
like they're the heroes
starts, the lack of
race.
understanding.
I'll withdraw for the time being. You may have your village, but I will take these too.
Okay, Thanatos, whatever.
Layla!
Poor Prem.
Until we meet again.
Oh, hello. Where are we? Is Pamela here? My mind's still foggy.
Gemma!
Hey! With his oversized head. Anyway, I think ultimately, like, the roots of most strife that people have comes down to just simple not understanding. There's also socioeconomic factors and stuff that factor into the likelihood that people are going to be exposed to situations where the blah, 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 blah. But if you understand somebody, you can work with them. That inspires trust. And if you've got trust, you can go ask, hey, man, look, I need like $20 to get me through the week, and then I'll pay you back when I get my next paycheck or whatever, and everything's fine.
Apologies. I let my guard down.
But, that's not how the world works. Unfortunately.
Thanatos is one of the Empire's best and most fearsome generals. I had no idea they'd sent him.
Why don't we just declare war on the Empire? This is an act of war. Let's just start a war.
It's strange to see such underhanded tactics from the Empire. Why steal life energy from people? The Empire wants to break the seals and resurrect the Mana Fortress. They don't need Thanatos for that. All that is certain is that if Thanatos is here, his forces can't be far behind. This land is in danger.
Thanks, Gemma, for that stunning observation.
This bodes ill. In any case, you should return to Lucas. I'm off to the underground palace.
So I didn't get to finish talking to everybody, okay. That's fine, I didn't want to talk to those people anyway. I guess for those of you watching on YouTube, we're going to end the episode here. And pick up next time. For those of you on the stream, just stay tuned for just a moment, and we'll be right back. I just got to hit this button twice.